What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman. We got a loaded show for you guys today, but before we get into that, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Be sure you follow me on all the socials down in the description. We want to grow our channels of communication with you guys. If you guys want to get in touch with me, I would say that Twitter or Instagram would be the best places to get in touch with me. Send me questions and stories that you guys want me to talk about. Let's try to grow this channel, okay? Taiwan activates defenses in response to China incursions, from the Associated Press. Taiwan scrambled fighter jets, put its navy on alert, and activated missile systems in response to nearby operations by 34 Chinese military aircraft and 9 warships that are part of Beijing's strategy to unsettle and intimidate the self-governing island democracy. The large-scale Chinese deployment came as Beijing increases preparations for a potential blockade or military action against Taiwan that have stirred increasing concern among military leaders, diplomats, and elected officials in the U.S., Taiwan's key ally. In a memo last month, U.S. Air Force General Mike Minihan instructed officers to be prepared for a U.S.-China conflict over Taiwan in 2025, just 2 years away. As head of the Air Mobility Command, Minihan has a keen understanding of the Chinese military, and his personal remarks echo calls in the U.S. for heightened preparations. Taiwan's defense ministry said 20 Chinese aircraft on Tuesday crossed the central line in the Taiwan Strait that has long been an unofficial buffer zone between the sides, which separated during a civil war in 1949. China claims the island republic as its own territory to be taken by force if necessary, while the vast majority of Taiwanese are opposed to coming under the control of China's authoritarian Communist Party. Taiwan's armed forces monitored the situation to respond to these activities, the defense ministry said Wednesday. That announcement came as NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg warned that China's growing assertiveness and collaboration with Russia pose a threat not only to Asia, but also to Europe. On a visit to Japan on Wednesday, Stoltenberg said China is increasingly investing in nuclear weapons and long-range missiles without providing transparency or engaging in arms control talks. Stoltenberg earlier criticized China for bullying its neighbors and threatening Taiwan, and stressed the need for Japan and other democracies to work together with the alliance to defend the international order. Full stop, okay? I think you guys know full well from my past videos where I've talked about the war in Ukraine and whatnot. I don't feel like the U.S. should be involved. I really don't. Unfortunately, when it comes to Taiwan, we kind of have to be. They are the leading manufacturer for all of our computer chips that we use to build vehicles, tanks, aircrafts. A lot of our military hardware requires these computer chips that they are producing. We invented it, but they are making it. Not sure why that's the way that it is, but that's just how it is, unfortunately. Because we decided to ship all of our manufacturing jobs over to other countries, and now we don't hardly produce anything here. It's very sad. But because of that, because of this global supply chain, because we don't manufacture anything in our country, we are getting dragged into conflicts just like this. This is a situation that we should not be involved in. It truly is. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, we have to protect Taiwan. Taiwan won't be able to defend themselves. They're not strong enough. Let me just explain something to you guys, okay? Back during World War II, Japan, the Empire of Japan, was in control of the island of Taiwan. And our generals at the time started to run some war games and whatnot on what it would take for the United States to invade and take the island of Taiwan. Okay. The findings from their studies showed that it would take double the size of the invasion force of D-Day to take the island of Taiwan. And that was back during World War II, with a very small force of Japanese on the island. However, Taiwan today is a much different story. Over 70% of the Taiwanese population has stated that they will fight for their island if China attacks. There's only 2 months in the entire year where China could actually do the invasion, because the rest of the year is either typhoon season or there's a massive amount of fog over the Taiwan Strait. And China would have to be able to have air superiority, which is not completely, it's just not likely, seeing as how Taiwan has been given access to these air defense missile systems, which is exactly what's destroying Russia over in Ukraine right now. I don't think we should be involved, guys. I really don't. I think at the point, I feel like the United States has done enough for Taiwan. And there's some point where Taiwan is going to have to take care of itself, where Ukraine is going to have to take care of itself. We cannot continue to destroy our country by putting it in debt and killing our soldiers in these unnecessary conflicts. I have a brother-in-law who is in the military right now, and I'm extremely frustrated because of stories like this, where I'm constantly afraid that he's going to be shipped off to somewhere where he's going to get his head blown off. He's going to be fighting people where he's going to get killed. Not to mention the fact that this is the second conflict here that the U.S. is involved in with a nuclear power. The second one. We got Russia fighting in Ukraine, and then we got this conflict. We cannot have this, guys. This is dangerous. Let me just explain something to you. In a simpler time, back before, back during World War II and whatnot, when we didn't have nuclear weapons, sending 34 military aircraft into another country's airspace, sending 9 warships into their seas, would have been an act of war. That was considered you being extremely militarily aggressive towards them, and they would have taken that as an act of war, and they would have attacked you. But because the United States has decided to try and be the world police, we're telling Taiwan to stand down. We're telling them to just, let this be the status quo. I don't think we should be involved. I don't think that we should be giving weapons and money to all these other countries. You know my position. I'm a populist. I think that the United States government should be using the United States money and the United States resources to make the lives of American citizens better in the United States. And that's it. Their job isn't to go help Taiwan. Their job is to help Americans. Their job isn't to go help Ukraine. It's to help Americans. The job is to not secure the borders of Ukraine while leaving our southern border wide open. It's unacceptable. And it results in more war and more death. Of course, the military-industrial complex is very excited about this. And all the while, Joe Biden has been asked to send fighter jets to Ukraine. Just more escalation, more war, more death, more destruction. Just keep killing people. It'll be fine. We'll make money. We'll get rich. Until it all collapses. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'll have another show coming for you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.